We are inside Guadalupe River State Park. We're on our return that we promised. We are entering Honey Creek driveway. Kind of don't know what to expect in here on this top part of the premise. Here's your water system. A windmill pumps into the cistern. Cistern fills the trough. Probably the homestead, the original homestead.
There might be some information.
Thank you for your time today. Appreciate you.
You bet. There was a couple on a hike, and when they came in the rest house, they were really impressed because they do a lot of restoration of historic houses and stuff. And they said they put a lot of extra, this is the rest house, they put a lot of extra work into this by having the lintel is rounded and the side pieces are a little bit longer, and it's like that over every door. And then out on the rafters, they have this swallowtail cut into it. And they have just a lot of little things that he said you just don't see.
Should really look, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm curious what family owned this.
Is that the history?
Of course, it's a German family.
Oh, Heinrich and Louis Rust.
The Mueller and Rust families were a unit. Henrik married Louisa Mueller.
Keep reading for the children.
Henrik and Louisa, 4 children, Alma, Meta, and Erna, and 1 son, Fritz. Henry's Rust children began the family's association with GRS Park, Honey Creek, State Natural Area.
Here they are right here.
Rust.
That's an amazing
Louisa Henrik
picture. That's the
Rust.
house we're in right now. They're standing
Wiedner
outside us.
House. Wiedner House.
So a lot of these roads in San Antonio are named after a lot of these people that we keep running into out here.
The granddaughter donated it. Isn't that neat?
Otto and Meta Rust Wiedner.
Earliest German settler in the GRSP Parklands. 1850s.
So we're here at the Honey Creek Natural Area, and we are fortunate enough to take this hike with a geologist and a biologist. And they're here to give their opinions, I believe, about the park that they're starting to develop for the Honey Creek entrance. But we'll definitely focus on what they have to say today.
Anybody been on Honey Creek before?
Long time.
Well, it's probably the same. Although every time I go at least once a month, and every time I see Honey Creek, it looks different. Sometimes it's murky, sometimes it's crystal clear, sometimes it's got pollen on it, sometimes it's got it's different. Hopefully, what you'll take away from here is how fragile everything is, and the need for water. And water is the Honey Creek and Guadalupe River State Park is the common thread that is woven through the tapestry of all of this. Water is what brought Native Americans here 10,000 years ago, and the German settlers in the 1840s. And if you have any questions, ask. And like you said, this is your hike, so please join in. I do not believe that was the real outhouse back there in the trees, because no sane person would put an outhouse that close to your waterway.
And uphill.
This is Texas persimmon or Mexican persimmon. And the persimmon's a neat little plant. It's I believe it's in the ebony family. It has that smooth bark, and the old bark will peel off in big sheets. And it gets, in the spring, it gets this little green persimmon. It's about that big. And then it turns purple, and it is full of seeds. And everybody loves it. The raccoons and the hawks and the deer, everybody loves that. And in the raccoon scat, you'll see a lot of seeds. And they just relish these things. Welcome to Honey Creek State Natural.
Thank you.
Here's a pretty good example of a grassland tree savanna. And a savanna is 30% trees, 70% grassland, or 70% trees, 30% grassland. And this is more or less the way this looked 150 years ago. It's always changing, but this is about the way it looked a century and a half ago. But ash juniper is a dioecious tree. It puts out it has separate sexes. And the males have the pollen, which tries to kill me every fall. And the females put out the little blue berry. We call it a berry, but technically it's a cone if you look at it under a microscope. Does anyone know what those are used for? What? Yes. I mean, yes. Yeah, you can't have a decent gin and tonic without it. So, extremely important tree. But everybody hates them because of the pollen the males put out. And boy, they get with it when they're starting to put out pollen. And you'll see them, they turn kind of rusty colored. And after the first kind of freeze, we'll start seeing rusty ash juniper. Now, everyone calls them mountain cedar, but technically there are no cedars in the Americas. The cedars are in Lebanon and the Middle East. Has anybody ever eaten limestone? Or?
Y'all eat Tums?
Tums.
Well, yeah.
Limestone will neutralize acid.
Yeah.
Most all of this stone in this area is limestone. 3/4 of the earth is covered in limestone.
And most of it is microscopic fossils.
Yeah. The live oaks do get oak wilt, and that's just a horrible disease. And it's like hardening of the arteries to us, or it's like plaque in your arteries. And there's the red oak, the Spanish oak, will get a fungal mat in it. And there's beetles that will crawl through that and get the spores of that fungal mat on them. And the red oaks don't seem to be as badly, susceptible to the disease. But they get to a live oak, and if there's a cut, like somebody trims a branch or a branch breaks in the wind, it's got a raw sore, and the sap will ooze out, and that attracts the beetles, and the spores from that fungal mat will get in there, and then it goes through the cambrium layer of the tree, and it plugs up its vascular system so that it can't get moisture and nutrients through the roots and up to the leaves. But oak wilt spreads from tree to tree because the oak trees, if their roots touch each other, it's one organism. They fuse, and so they're transferring that disease from one tree to another. And it takes out every tree that
And it's like City of San Antonio is a sole source aquifer, and they get their water from the Edwards Aquifer, which is this rock formation. And if you can think of drilling a well and you have your well set in this rock below the ground, and they can, it's the holes give you the storage for the water to store, and when you tap into it with the well, you can suck it back out, pump it back out as your drinking water.
they call this the hill country, but really it should be the canyon lands, because most of it washed away. But one of the things that you'll hear people say about ash juniper, mountain cedar, is that they're water hogs. They use 10 times more water, 50 times, 20 million times more. They don't. If they use twice as much water, they wouldn't be growing next to the tree they're growing next to. But what they do is they capture the water much more efficiently. And you can see on the makeup of the greenery, there's just, rather than a flat, smooth leaf like a live oak where the water will just run off and go to the ground and water the tree, this holds the water because there's so much surface area. And so they will hold up to, I think it's over 60% of the water that falls. And then what does get to the ground is soaked up in needle litter. And people hate cedars, but cedars are good. Everything has a purpose. What I learned in the Texas Master Naturalist class, two things I came away with was, in nature, everything in some way is connected to everything. And the other thing is, everything we do and everything we don't do has an impact. And cedars actually build soil, and it takes nature 100 years to build this much soil. And cedars are really good at building soil.
Our tour at Honey Creek is now over. We're going to head back.
And it's been so dry, and that's what I was saying. Every time I see this place, like once every month or more often.
Oh, yep.
All right.
It's pretty big.
I don't know. Is that an osprey?
No,
I don't think we have ospreys over here.
well, we have them when they pass through, but
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. It's big. It's right over. You see it from here. It's huge. There it
Oh,
is.
there
there
it
it is.
oh yeah, that was
Oh,
that's a big hawk.
very big.
But it was a raptor.
Yeah.
Was that really?
I think so.
Wow, okay. I thought it was a herring.
No.
Oh, no.
Wow,
It was
I missed
thick.
that
It was
altogether.
real thick and
Yeah, it was big.
Wow. All right.
that was cool.
Thank y'all.
It's cool.
We have I am one lot off of Guadalupe. The people across the street from us, their property runs down to the river, and we have a red shoulder hawk down there, and he and his mate, and they always nest.
I've never seen a hawk that big though.
That was huge.
That was
I
huge.
haven't either, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't big like now. It had the big owlhead, and it wasn't a.
Oh, there they are.
Hi, everybody. Sorry. Thank you for the tour, Bob. All right, we're here at Honey Creek natural area. We just did a hike. Bob and Letty led the tour. Very interesting. A lot of knowledgeable people with us. We had a geologist and a biologist with us, and several students. Anyhow, beautiful. Recommend it 100%. All right, so we're leaving Honey Creek natural area. We had a guided tour, but really interesting. A lot of knowledge flowing back and forth. Unfortunately, I used up most of the battery before we got to the natural springs, but I think we have enough footage to share with you. Again, a rookie mistake. Have a good day. right, leaving Honey Creek.